It was his request, apparently, to use a cane rather than a walker.
Very good.
Yep. But you look lovely, feet, folks. And sometimes I speak English too.
Okay, welcoming everybody on YouTube. Just to let you know that Paul is watching for any comments on the chat. I've got Zoom here and he's got YouTube there. And for all the phone people, I think we'll start by just letting you know what the hymn numbers and the Bible readings will be. In order, I got to do this so I get next to my microphone. We'll start with the first hymn will be Voices United 626. I heard the voice of Jesus say. That'll be followed by Voices United 710. Shall we gather at the river? Then the third one will be Voices United 806. Oh God, our help in ages past. A personal favorite of mine. And the final hymn will be More Voices 106. I am the dream. And also our readings today are from Matthew. We'll have Matthew chapter 5, verses 1 to 10. And a little later on, we'll have Matthew 7, verses 7 through 12. And just a reminder for those on the phones, you hit *6 in order to open your microphone and then *6 again to mute the mics. But we'll begin by asking Paul to mute all the microphones for the moment, for the time being. Get ourselves ready for that period that we all come together and link our minds together in the Spirit of God. And I'll start by lighting. I have a real candle this week, but don't tell my wife. She doesn't let me do this when she's around. That's why I have this little dollar store fake candle. But as I light my candle, I'll invite you to light yours as well. Boy, they sure put out a lot of smoke. And we shall begin, as we usually do, with a prelude from Nancy. Well, as I gather us all together, our call to worship, I thought I would give you just a heads up, not a heads up, but just wanted to draw attention to some of these world events that we've been having lately. And at a time where there's fire and flooding in the world and weather extremes are being experienced everywhere, please let us be grateful that nobody died in that tornado in Barrie. As devastating as it was, the people will be able to recover and rebuild. We thank all the citizens who helped each other during this time of crisis. We pray that the leaders of government and industry recognize the challenges of climate change and are working towards solutions, not only for us, but for future generations. I'm borrowing this opening prayer courtesy of the United Church of Canada. Loving and caring God, we have done everything we've been told, worn masks, stayed home, gotten our shots. Isn't it about time all this is over? Let us remember always that no, it's not over. It's not over for people in so many places we never think about. People whose lives are already a struggle, now overflowing with illness and loss and grief. And often with no masks, no shots, no way to stay safe at home. Remind us, God, of the whole world, that the whole world is our family. This won't be all over until it is over for all. And let us do all we can to give our whole world family what we take for granted: hope for a future. Amen. And our first hymn this morning, I Heard the Voice of Jesus, Voices United, 626.
I heard the voice of Jesus say, "Come unto me and rest. Lay down, O weary one, lay down your head upon my breast." I came to Jesus as I was, weary and worn and sad. I found in Him a resting place, and He has made me glad. I heard the voice of Jesus say, "Behold, I freely give the living water, thirsty one, stoop down and drink and live." I came to Jesus and I drank of that life-giving stream. My thirst was quenched, my soul revived, and now I live in Him. I heard the voice of Jesus say, "I am this dark world's light. Look unto me, thine morn shall rise, and all your day be bright." I looked to Jesus and I found in Him my star, my sun, and in that light of light I'll walk till traveling days are done.
Now, when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on the mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he began to teach them. He said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for there is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the poor in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of their righteousness, for there is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you.
Tama, Tama, I thirst for the water of life. Tama, Tama, a cross is the final strife. I thirst on the tree. Sama, he thirsts for you and me. Oh God, my God, must this be my destiny? Oh God, my God, must I fulfill the prophecy? I thirst, my God, I thirst. Sama, the cross brings a shallow breath. Sama, the journey moves on to
Have you ever gone into a coffee shop, ordered some kind of espresso drink with frothed milk, sometimes shaped like a lotus blossom, added some sort of caramel drizzle on it, and as the barista hands you the finished product, you say, "Thank you," to which he or she replies, "No problem." Whatever. No eye contact, no smile, no care. How does that make you feel? I imagine many people have the same shrug-shouldered reaction to it. They call it insouciance. But it kind of bothers me. That's because I like to live by the golden rule, which is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's like a cosmic balancing act with karma. What goes around comes around. It's such a great foundation to live by that it can be found in almost every organized religion: Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, etc. So it's a powerful spiritual principle. And I believe if everyone practiced it, it could clear up many of the problems of the world today. Now, although it's not to be found in the official list of Beatitudes from the Sermon on the Mount, I feel it is the one operating philosophy that helps to put all the contradictory sounding verses in perspective. Why does Jesus' teachings in the Beatitudes sound like polar opposites? The meek will inherit the earth. The poor will know riches. Sad people will get happy. Is it just an exercise in relativity? Now, I mean, if you were in one state of being all the time, how would you know it if there was nothing else to compare it to? However, it is the blessings that Jesus bestows on the people that certifies it. By blessing each, we'll say, marginalized group, Jesus is signaling positive outcomes that are available to all who believes in them. Now, I know how hard it is to have faith in better times when the world is in such a mess. But we should remember that the only constant in the universe is change. Things can't stay the same way forever, and faith is the key to positive change. The story of the little engine that could illustrates it nicely. That uphill climb wasn't achieved by the tank engine saying to itself, I think I can, but was successful when it chanted, I know I can. Although Jesus does reference the kingdom of heaven, he's not suggesting that these outcomes only exist in the afterlife, but a condition we can all participate in now. It is an act of will. We can choose this by having faith in the outcome, and the best place to start is in choosing your attitude. This is what Jesus meant by, quote, turning the other cheek. When you start your day, you can decide not to pay attention to any of the negative self-talk that goes on in your head and, of course, on the TV news. When it shows up, just acknowledge it and then dismiss it. Just thank it, and it will respond with, no problem. Choose an attitude of gratitude, and you'll be able to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We'll put a short bookmark here and return in a minute. Our next hymn is Shall We Gather at the River? This is Voices United number 710. Let's all sing together.
Shall we gather at the river, where bright angel feet have trod, with its crystal tide forever flowing by the throne of God? Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river, gathered with the saints by the river that flows by the throne of God. Ere we reach the shining river, lay we every burden down. Grace our spirits we deliver, and provide a robe and crown. Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river, gather with the saints by the river that flows by the throne of God. Soon we'll reach the shining river, soon our pilgrimage will cease, soon our happy hearts will quiver with a melody of peace. Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river, gather with the saints by the river that flows by the throne of God.
Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be open. Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or he asks for a fish and you give him a snake? If you then, through your are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? So in everything do to others what you would have them do to you, for the sum up the law of prophets.
I would like to tell you a very short story. Our family had gone up to a small town in Ontario to attend the funeral of my dad's father. In the car, my sister and I had brought up the subject of religion. Death has a way of doing that. She said, and I quote, "I don't think I believe in God, but I'm afraid God will find out and be angry with me." Right? Now, I do not subscribe to a vengeful God looking to punish people. I think God has a sense of humor, and I told her that I'm pretty sure God believes in her. So I want to touch on this idea of belief and faith. Earlier, I spoke on the idea that attitude is everything. Without hope, you cannot start the day. And finding a proper balance is important. You can choose how you react to things that happen. So I have a quick message to address the discovery of the unmarked graves near old residential schools. Not surprisingly, since that time, a number of Catholic churches have been vandalized and burned down. Not long ago, I was with a friend who was growing disenchanted with Catholicism. He told me, quote, "All they want is money." I advised him to not lose his faith. Faith should transcend the earthly excesses. God did not cause those children to die. It was the responsibility of the men and women who thought their way was right and did it in the name of God. Do not lose your faith. Belief is very powerful because it affects your reality. I'll give you some examples. When I was a child, I believed my life was the medium by which souls and spirits could experience me, well, like a TV show. When I was a young man, I had a drug-induced belief that I was the only real thing that existed, that everything else was a figment of my imagination. But this felt too lonely and overwhelming, so I could not hold on to that belief. And besides, I figured it wasn't fair to everyone else because I really did believe in everyone else after the drug wore off. And for all I know, I could be a figment of their imaginations. So I asked myself, I asked God, am I the dreamer or the dream? Everything that exists started out as an idea, the power of divine mind, and we are all a part of it. So the thing I believe today is what Jesus said in John chapter 14, verses 12. "Verily, verily I say unto you, he that believeth in me, the works that I do, he shall do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father." Do you know what that means? Can you grasp the totality of this? This is, next to life after death, the ultimate promise. Any one of us who can comprehend and work with spiritual principles can perform miracles. And we have had many saints who have done it over the eons. You can start to make a difference in the world because you know you can. You don't have to knock over mountains to do it. It can start as something as simple and beautiful as the golden rule. Dare to be divine. Amen. And for our next hymn, my personal favorite, "O God, our help in ages past." Voices United 806. Let's raise our voices together and sing.
O God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come, our shelter from a stormy blast, and our eternal home. Under the shadow of thy throne, thy saints have dwelt secure. Selfish in death I know alone, and
Everybody, welcome once again. As Reverend Steve would say, and I concur, we're glad you're here. And for all the people who weren't here today, well, tell them what they missed. Tell them they can go onto YouTube later in the week and watch it from the beginning. We're just going to spend a couple of minutes talking about basically our work and concerns and the things that we do, the ministries that we're involved with. We're still, rather, Paul is still doing, while Steve is on vacation, daily prayers and services. That's Monday to Sunday at 6 p.m. They're just a half-hour version. And Sundays at 11 o'clock, the full color Technicolor version. And through our website, www.foresthill.org. And you can just follow the links. And there's that's one for the direct online. There's one special phone number to call if for the people who can't get online. And that is ongoing through the summer. And we keep our fingers crossed that as more people get vaccinated, more people and the case numbers go down, that there'll be a glorious return to the sanctuary this September, where I look forward to giving you all a big hug. I'm pretty sure it'll be allowed by then. Well, I pray it will be. A reminder, Sunday school is still continuing, and that's every Sunday at 9:30. There's a separate link for that one. And is continuing on with all the youngsters, the younglings. We're very happy to her for being able to continue this good work during this time. In addition, I should tell you, as for people who may be curious, Reverend Steve's vacation continues. He's currently on holiday until July the 26th. He'll also be away from August 2nd to August 16th, and then August 30th to September 6th. So these are good dates to keep in mind. But in case of pastoral emergency, you can call his cell phone number at 416-737-8258. And just keep in mind, it might take a little bit longer than usual to hear back from him. I mean, depending on where they're camping or where they're, they may not have good cell phone coverage in that particular area, but he'll get the message eventually and get back to you. Thanks to our summer worship volunteers, and I went first. I got to set the template or the standard. July 25th, we're going to have Christopher and Marianne Ono leading the service. August the 8th, Morgan Germalitis, and on August the 15th, Earl Hoyt. You don't want to miss those sessions. And Paul Cutler managing the tech throughout. I applaud you, Paul. I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you so kindly. And in addition, just wanted to reach out or outreach for people. As the slide says, if you're lonely, isolated, bored, or need groceries, you can connect with us. Call the church's basic answering machine system at 416-783-0879. That gets checked at least once a week, and it works both ways. If you can help somebody else call the church and let them know you have time available and be of assistance to somebody else, and basically we'll get you matched up. And sometimes it's nothing more than just being a friendly voice on the telephone, just checking, seeing how people are doing. I know more people are getting outside now. We can start dining in again, and that's very exciting news. Of course, that comes with the caveat that, hey, we haven't vanquished COVID-19 yet, so we still want to be careful, wear the masks when we can indoors, and even outdoors in crowds. Just let's not take any chances until the World Health Organization declares it's officially over. And speaking of giving and receiving, which of course is one of the great spiritual principles, tithing, being able to show your appreciation for that which you've received. And in spiritual principles, it usually works first. You give in order to receive. And with this church, there are many ways to do it through the website, www.foresthilluc.org/donate. There are several methods for doing it: the Interact, the e-transfer, all major credit cards, and of course the PAR program, which is where just like your set up your monthly hydro bill or something, they'll be able to just basically take a small amount and you'll hardly even notice it. And for our next hymn, we're going to go to More Voices 51, and we give thanks for the gifts we received in exchange for the gifts we give. Yahweh be praised.
Yahweh be praised in the heavens. Yahweh be praised in the streets. Yahweh be praised with our singing. When in worship we meet. Yahweh be praised. 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 Yahweh be praised.
Dear God, thank you. Thank you for the gifts that we give to you. And thank you for looking over all of us. And please accept our thanks for keeping us safe in these trying times as we look forward to a better tomorrow for all of us. God bless you all. We're going to now go to the prayers of the people. We would like to invite people to either use the chat that you have online. If you're on the phone, press *6 to unmute yourself, and then *6 to remute yourself again. And I'll ask Paul to assist me on this because I don't have YouTube in front of me, but the YouTube chat is also up, and he can basically share anybody's prayers. As we usually do, we'll start with the things that we are grateful for, things that we are thankful for. And actually, I'll go first. I'm thankful for all of you for tuning in, being here with me, and us being all together today at this time. Thank you so much. And I shall now start to watch the chat for everybody else's glad tidings and prayers. Again, from Ann Fraser, Michael's coming home on Wednesday. Hooray! Earl and Pat say, grateful for Alex's inspirational message this morning. Chris Stewart says, great service today, Alex. He's biased, you know. As long as I'm not stepping on anybody's text or speech, I'll then kind of guide us into the things that are concerning us, the things that we tend to worry about, that negative voice in our head that's always nagging us. And I invite you to share those things that are upsetting, things that you need improvement. Neil says, I congratulate you on that anniversary. Not my prayer of the people today, but worth mentioning, and we hope that it's not considered that. And then, yeah, I agree, Alex. George, pray for the life of George's sister, Kirsten. She died this Wednesday. Pray for the family. Anne Fraser writes, people affected by forest fires, especially out in British Columbia. Neil writes, how long will this take? You promised us we'll start everything concerning us to type in the chat now. Oh no, I didn't know about it yet. Well, it takes as long as it takes. I don't know what else to say to that.
Minutes later.
Hey, I promise I'll get you all out of here earlier than Steve usually does. So taking all of our prayers, all of our thoughts, putting them together, we let go and we let God. We let God take care of it. Let God handle it. God works in mysterious ways. And so doing, we all bow our heads and pray the Lord's Prayer as Christ taught us. Voices United 959.
Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Save us from the time of trial, and deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and
Oh, thank you, Nancy. I never get tired of that. For our final hymn for today, this one is More Voices, number 106, I Am the Dream.
I am the dream, and you the dreamer. I am the song, and you are the rhyme. You are the tune sung in every silence. You are the now in the endless stream of time. I am the bell, and you the silence. You are the yearning I cannot curtail. I am the blessed, and you the blessing. You are the words in which I use my dread. You are the word, and I the echo. You are the leader, and I am the led. You are the joy, and I the laughter. You are the rock on which I lay my head.
You are the rock in which I lay my head.
So let us go forth from this virtual space into the week ahead, and let us choose our attitude. Let us be, I'm losing my words, but let me just end on this note that as we go out, and if someone says thank you to you, say, you're welcome. It'll make all the difference. Our final hymn, May the Love of the Lord, More Voices 218.
May the love of the Lord rest upon your soul. May God's love dwell in you throughout every day.
like a mini taco. Look, she's like a mini taco. Okay, wait a minute.
There's our maestro saying hi.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful service, Alex.
Yes.
Well done.
Beautiful.
Yes, Alex, the hymn, I am the dream. The words are so beautiful.
Aren't
I've
they
never
though?
heard
Rilke.
wonderful hymn.
Earl, the words are Rilke. Marie Rilke. Rilke. What is it? Rilke, Alex? Famous poet. Very, 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 very spiritual poet.
Mhm. Thank you, Nancy. Thanks. Beautiful
Oh,
words.
so this, in case you haven't guessed, this is the end of our service. I invite everybody to go back into gallery mode, unmute themselves so they can join in the conversation and before they depart for the day.
And
Have a great
congratulations on getting Mike back.
And tomorrow I'll celebrate my birthday with him.
Yay,
Nice.
double yay.
Wonderful.
Is
That's
it 25
wonderful.
again?
That's it. Yeah. Yep, we'll go with that.
Mm.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, Anne.
Yes. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Earl.
Bye, Martha. Have a wonderful day,
Bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
You too. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Really enjoy.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
I just
Bye,
wanted
Linda.
to add something to all this. I just want to say Sheila did a great job with her readings. Thank you so much for including her in the service today.
Yeah, I can't wait for her to come home and watch it on the replay on YouTube later in the week.
Hey, stop.
Bagel,
We're
bagel.
live.
Bagel, bagel, bagel.
Oh, Neil, Neil, sorry, maybe you didn't want me to read that last part. I hope I didn't embarrass you. It's one of those things where I got halfway through and I thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't be reading this.
Who's the guy in the bottom?
Anyway, no harm done.
Well, congratulations again, Alex, on a great service today. I want to thank you for inviting me to join you all here and share in the words of Jesus and the Lord. And just thank you very much, everybody, for being part of this whole community thing. Thank you again.
Yay, Alex.
Oh, well, no, thank you very much for being here. Oh, Chris, you want to add the commercial for